With a lower cross syndrome, the hip flexors and erectors were tight and the glutes and abdominals were considered weak. And that would make sense because that would create that anterior pelvic tilt and the lumbar lordosis. Early in my career, that's what I would focus on, is I would stretch the hip flexors and erectors and set people up for exercises for the glutes and abdominals. And I'd have these people do the exercises for 6 weeks at a time, and in 6 weeks they'd come back and they're still standing there with that lumbar lordosis. And so the hypothesis was that if you did these exercises, you could actually change posture. Well, with MAT, what I started finding out is that all of the rules and all the protocols that we look at when we see postural adaptation is you need to stretch this and strengthen that. If muscles can't fire and fire on demand, the exercises may not get the rewards you're going to try and achieve, and the stretching may not loosen up the tissues because they're tightening up as a protective mechanism, so you have to make the long-term changes. And that's where MAT comes in. And I started being able to test with these lower cross syndrome and found that, well, first off, their glutes weren't even weak, or their abdominals that were supposed to be weak were strong, and it didn't match these protocol-based forms of therapy. And so the nice thing about MAT is it takes protocols out of it. We can have an idea if we see somebody with abnormal posture or gait mechanics, we can have an idea of what may be strong and what may be weak. But with MAT, we have the checks and balances to be able to actually prove and go through and test to say, well, that muscle is strong, so we don't have to worry about it. But this other muscle may be the muscle that's actually test weak, and once you get it activated, it starts to restore normal alignment of the pelvis and spine.